with AC signals. Okay, and mind it, those signals are also very small in magnitude. Okay, and they are of such small magnitude that practically we cannot make use of them. So to make use of them, they need to be amplified to a proper level, and hence amplifiers are used. Okay, uh, where is the cursor here? The frequency response of the direct coupled amplifiers is similar to low pass filter, and hence it is also known as low pass amplifier. Okay, we will see this. Advantages. I'm going through the advantages and disadvantages, but we will see in the circuits also. So I'm just reading here that advantages are that a simple circuit arrangement, as there are minimum number of components. The circuits are quite simple in nature and they are inexpensive. Okay, and they can be used to amplify zero and low frequency signals. What are the disadvantages? That is, in DC amplifier, the drift is the main problem. Okay, drift is observed. And what is drift? Okay, go from the literal meaning. The drift means to get deviated. Okay, this is what we understand from this term drift. And hence, similarly, it is also here in amplifier case, drift is something which is an unwanted change in the output voltage without change in the input voltage. That is, input voltage is not changing, input voltage is constant, but still there is an unwanted change in the output voltage. So output is basically drifting from its original path. So this drift is one of the main disadvantage of DC amplifiers, and we do not want this drift. Okay. The second point, the output changes with the age or time. The output changes with time. Okay, and also the changes is with respect to supply voltage. Okay, and the transistor parameters like VBE and beta changes with temperature. You know this thing. You know this from your previous course that amplifiers are sensitive with respect to change in beta and VBE. Okay, and there are various stabilization techniques also to make them insensitive with respect to changes in beta and VBE, and hence you might have calculated that stability factor also. Okay, so this causes change in collector current and voltage, and hence the output voltage changes. So basically the output is changing with respect to time and with respect to beta, which is also an important parameter in amplifier design. Okay, any noise or stray pickup appearing at the input of the amplifier increases at the output due to the high gain. If there is an unwanted short high impulse noise at the input side, so it will appear as a disturbing element at the output side, because the amplifier is amplifying whatever is coming in its way. It is not differentiating between the signal and the noise. Whatever will appear at its input side, it will just amplify that thing. Okay, it cannot differentiate. Applications they are used in TV receivers, computers, regulator circuits, and other electronic instruments. It also forms a basic building block for differential amplifiers and op-amps. So now this is important because op-amps are of great importance, operational amplifiers. And differential amplifiers form the basis of op-amp operational amplifiers. Okay, okay, chalo. Amplifier. Since this is a very important topic and very common topic also, you know that we know that the frequency response of a common amplifier, of a practical amplifier, will look like this. Okay, the x-axis is frequency, the y-axis is 20 log mod of voltage gain, that is basically voltage gain. Okay, now when you plot the voltage gain with respect to frequency, the curve comes like this, like this. Okay, so at lower frequencies it starts to gain, starts to increase. At lower frequencies it reaches a certain maximum value, then it stays there for some frequencies, and it stays there, essentially remains constant, and at some particular high frequency it again starts to drop. Okay, uh, so but if we want a consistent behavior from the amplifier, we would like to have a stable frequency response of the amplifier. Okay, so we would like to operate our amplifier for that range where the frequency response remains stable or remains flat. Okay, and this is the region where it is remaining flat. We can say that this particular region. Okay, this the middle region. So there should be a defining boundary between this particular flat region and this region where it is decreasing, and also from this region and this region where it is again decreasing. So let us have those defining boundaries as FL, that is lower cutoff frequency, and FH as higher cutoff frequency. Okay, and how do we define that lower cutoff and higher cutoff frequency? Is that if this is the maximum gain, okay, then a value less than by 3 decibel. Okay, this is the maximum value, and this is the value that is less than by 3 decibel. 3 decibel. Okay, and wherever this line intersects with this curve, let us call this uh, point as the lower cutoff frequency. Okay, and again when it is intersecting at this particular curve on this side, let us call this point as the higher cutoff frequency. Okay, so any region, the region between this FL and FH, okay, we assume that this particular region is basically safe operating frequency range for our amplifier, where the frequency response is essentially constant in nature. It is not changing. Okay, because if it changes, it also means that the gain of the amplifier changes, because the y-axis is actually gain. Okay, and we do not want to compromise with gain. We want it to remain constant. We don't want to change it with frequency. Okay, so this is the bandwidth also of the amplifier, and this is the band FH minus FL, where we say that the frequency response of the amplifier is remaining constant. Okay, and we would like to operate our amplifier in this defined frequency range. Okay, this is the frequency response of a simple amplifier. Okay, now the time is already over since this is 4:10. So this is 4:10. Okay, I think the time is over. So I would request all of the students to write their uh, roll number with name in the chat box, so that I can take that thing as the attendance for today's class. So type your roll number with name in the chat box. That will be taken as your attendance, and after that you can leave. If there's any doubt from any student, he or she can ask. Any questions you can ask. It is also better if you can write your section with your name. Write your roll number, name, and section.